Hi guys, my name is Siyar Bahadurzada. I'm here with Kim Kusang. Today I'm going to teach you guys clinching in mixed martial arts. Mixed martial arts consists of striking, grappling, wrestling. But today what I'm going to teach you guys is the clinching in mixed martial arts. Clinching is every time you strike and you close a distance and either you're here or you're here, it's all called clinching. So in a clinch situation, first of all, the first thing you do is you grab your opponent's head, okay? You grab your opponent's head, and then from here, you start kneeing him. There are two ways, there are two places that you can strike with a knee. First of all, you can strike to the body. From this situation, you strike to the knee to the body. And the other one is knee to the head. The fundamentals of clinching is when you grab your opponent's head. I see a lot of guys do this, right? They do this. With MMA gloves, you can't hold people like this. Even without MMA gloves, it's hard to hold people's head like this because this has no leverage over him. He can posture up. He can posture up and I have no control over him. When you clinch, the right way to clinch is you grab his head. One arm you put on top of his head, and the other arm supports this arm. And here you push his head down, and you keep your head next to his head. Don't go here. I'll explain later why. So your head next to his head. And from here, you knee to the body. You knee to the body with your back leg, because that's the strongest leg. From here, your head on the side of his head, you knee to the body, and you go back. With the same leg, you can knee to the head. You can knee to the head and then go back. What a lot of people don't understand is when you have people in the clinch, they go here. This is something that you guys should avoid, because if you clinch from here, I expose myself into a lot of elbow strikes and punches from a close distance. Kim Kyu-sung can from this position throw a hook. He can throw hooks and strike with hooks, or he can throw an elbow over the top. Okay? So avoid, when you're clinching, avoid distancing your head from his head at all times. Okay? So when you have in a clinch, your head next to his head. From this position, try to punch or elbow me now. There is no danger. Since this is a highly sensitive position in striking because of the close distance, you guys should be aware that your opponent, after you knee, he can time you with a punch. So distancing your head from your opponent is a no-no. So with your head next to his head, one arm here and the other arm supports this arm, and your elbows tight. Now why you have to clinch with your elbows tight? If I have my elbows loose here, he can try to body lock me. If I have my elbows loose, he can easily body lock me, okay? If you have me in the clinch and his elbows are not tight, from here, I can just go to a body lock, okay? And you'll be taken down. At this position, it's very important that you avoid body locks and takedowns, because this is a position that you control. First of all, when you're in this position, control is number one thing. Once you have the control of your opponent, then you're going to start striking with knees. If you don't have a control over him, the knees are not going to land, and most likely you'll be taken down. So from here, the hand on the head, the position of the hand on his head, and your elbows tight. Try to body lock me now. My elbows are stopping him from coming closer to me, and from here I can strike. From here I go with knee to the body, knee to the head. Okay, and also a lot of people, the mistake a lot of people do in clinching is when you have somebody in a clinch, they right away want to go for the head. But in clinching, the weight to the head is through the body. If he's same size or a little bit taller or shorter, there is no knee to the head if you don't knee him first to the body. Now, the fundamentals of kneeing to the body is you lift your knee and you push your hip in. You lift your knee and you push your hip in and knee to the body. On the other hand, when you knee to the head, it's not a push knee. All you have to do is your knee, you pull to your chest. And as loose as you can, you just pull your knee to your chest. So I have him here in the clinch. First knee to the body. I push my hip in. I go back. Second knee to the head. All I have to do is just pull my knee to my chest as fast as possible and as loose as possible. That's when the knees are the most effective, when they're loose. Again, I have him in the clinch. Okay, here I have the control. Okay, with control I mean I have his posture broken up, and he cannot look up. Neither can he go for a body lock. Try to look up, and it's not costing me any type of energy or power, because I'm just leaning on him, and I make him carry my weight. I'm actually leaning on him. I have his head control with my elbows tight. He's not going to be able to body lock me, and this is a good control. Okay, and from here, as I said, you can start striking with knees, and then to the head. When you have your opponent in this position and you have him in this control, what's important is how you land, how you strike your knees. Okay, a lot of people strike their knees from this position. It comes a little bit like this, and when you knee like this, most likely if they have their hands like this, it's going to land on their forearms. Okay, the right way to knee in clinch is you should feel your knee touching your other knee as it goes towards your opponent. Why? Because if he has his hands like this, it's going to go right through his defense and hit his belly. So if I have him here and he has, if his arms are anywhere, or like if some people they defend it like this, and if he has his arm like this, as my knee touches my other knee, this knee lands right in the middle in his belly. So once you have your opponent in this clinch position, and you land 1 or 2 or 3 knees with either leg, he's going to adapt to your knees. Okay, and most likely he's going to find a way to block your knees. So now it's your job to keep your control, maintain your control, elbows tight, head, arm position on his head, hand position on his head. And from here, the next step you do is you have to change the angle, make him move, and as he moves, you should land knees. Okay? So what I do from here is with my back leg, I step right next to his foot. Okay? With my back leg, I step right next to his foot and watch my hands shift. My hands from here, this arm controls his neck, and this arm goes to the side of his head. Okay? So from here, I go here, I step, and then I turn him this way. Okay? So as I have him here in this control to land more knees, as I move him, I land the knee to the body. And this knee is a round knee. Okay? After that, and when I knee to the head, if I don't shift my grip on him, I'll be kneeing my own hand. After I knee him to the body, from here, I shift my hand, I still have him in control. What I mean with control, if I don't lean on his head with my weight, if I don't make him carry my weight, he's going to just look up. And then there are no knees. This is a very vulnerable position. He can land punches and elbows from here. So as I land my first knee to the body, I go back, and here I control his posture again. Here I lean on his head, he's carrying my weight. And now, knee to the head again. Okay, so if you do it fast, it's going to look like this. From here, you step to the side, first knee to the body, second knee to the head. When you end up in an over-under position and you want to clinch from this situation, when you're in this over-under situation and you want to clinch, then the control shifts. You get a over-under. From over-under you go here. You control his arm, and this arm comes in front of his face. It either comes in front of his face, or you replace your arm with your head. Turn around. You replace your arm with your head, the head control, and you control his wrist. Here I have a tight control. And here I control his head with my head. Head position is super important in this position. And here I have his arm tight. If I have his arm lazy, he will just pull it out. And he's gone. I have no control over him. So it's very important that I have his arm really tight here. And then my head position, and here I have his wrist. From here, you can strike to the body with the knee. And from here, like the the thing that I explained about the knee and earlier, that you push your knee, this knee is not a straight knee. This knee is going to be a round knee. Why? Because a round knee, if I knee straight, he's out of my line. He's out of the position to be knee straight. So now I'll throw a round knee to his body, okay? And the round knee comes from this angle and it lands on his body. I have his, why do I have his arm control? Because if I don't have his arm control, he can come and elbow me. He can elbow me or pull his arm out and control and get away. So it's super important that I also have his arm control, his wrist control here. And then from here, I'll start kneeing to the body. Okay? As I knee him, I posture up, and then I drop back to my base. The head position and wrist control. Again, some people try to knee from here to the head. It's something you should avoid because you make yourself super vulnerable. From here, if you knee to the head, he might just shoot in. You just shoot in and take you down. But if you knee to the body and it's around me, boom. It hurts him, and before he can do anything, you have control. Knee to the body. But again, from here, the reason you can't knee to the head is because you'll be taken down. But you can always elbow to the head. And the way to the elbows to the head is through his body. So when you have him here, when you land the knee to the body, and if the knee lands well, his posture is going to break. His posture is going to get lower. And here you can let go his elbow, his wrist. Here you can let go his wrist and strike him with an elbow. Okay? Here you can strike him with an elbow. When you strike him with an elbow, he's most likely going to posture up again. You go back to your basic. Back, wrist control, head position, and you attack his body. Okay? From here, you go attack his body again, and when he comes down, you strike with an elbow. He goes up, control. Now, we can also do the underhook control. This is the other way to do it. So now, when you have underhook on somebody, same principle. When you have the underhook, go really high on the underhook and control his shoulder really tight. And here, again, your head position is super important. Wrist control, head position. Again, same principle. Here, you have to first knee him to the body, and it's going to be a round knee. As you knee him to the body, you lift this arm up, you land the knee, and you go back to your position. Okay, one knee at a time. Again, knee to the body and go back. Knee to the body, go back. Knee to the body, go back. As you break his posture with your knee and he comes down, same principle, you have your control and you go elbows to the head. As he goes back up, again you fall back into your control. Head position, wrist control, and knees to the body. So the mixed martial arts clinching is a little bit different on stance and how you control your opponent's posture than Thai clinching, but there are a lot of similarities between the MMA clinching and Thai clinching. For example, if I have my opponent here in this position, I have him in an MMA clinch position, but from here I can land elbows from here. From here I can this elbow or this elbow, or from here the knees that I land, they're basically Thai boxing clinch knees, right? Knees to the head, knees to the body, everything is from Thai box clinching. But the only thing that's different is the hand control on his head. My elbows tight against his head, so he cannot body lock me or take me down, or he cannot posture up. From here, wrestlers tend, if you have me in a clinch, wrestlers tend to just drop their level and get close. But if you have them in this clinch, try to drop your posture. There is nothing. And since he's carrying your weight, as soon as he drops his level, he's going to sit down because he's carrying your weight. So when I have him here, I just lean on his head. My head on the side of his head, not too far away because of the strikes he can land, the elbows he can land, but close to him. And here the head control with the hands, super important. Okay guys, so this was clinching and mixed martial arts. So the stuff that are important in clinching is, as I told you guys, first is the clinch. the head control, the position of your hands on his head. Then your elbows, the elbows need to be tight. And then the way you knee, as I said, the knee should be touching your other knee as it comes up. These things that I explained to you guys in this video was the fundamentals of clinching. And it's super important to have the control first before you start throwing knees, because it's a vulnerable position. You're very close to your opponent. There are a lot of body lock takedowns and a lot of hooks and short elbows that they can land. So be very cautious and pay really good attention to the details that I explained about where to keep your head, where to keep your hand positioning, and how to keep your elbows tight so he cannot body lock you or come close. And also it's important that you make him carry your weight as you control his head. Then as I explained to you guys, there are several ways to control him in a clinch position. So the overhook control with the wrist, underhook control with the wrist, and the way that you throw knees from an underhook and overhook are round knees, and you can throw elbows from there too. Hopefully you can add these techniques that I showed you guys today. You can add it into your technique arsenal, and you guys can use it in your fights or in your trainings. And stay tuned for the next video.